Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Ms. Shamala Kadir conducting your course 317. Today we have our topic digestion and absorption of lipids. Now first the digestion of lipids. Lipid digestion requires the enzyme which are called lipases. And there are two basic problems which are associated with the digestion of lipids. First, the insolubility of fats in water, and second, the lipases or the lipolytic enzymes are also soluble in aqueous medium. So these two problems make difficult the digestion of lipids, and this problem is resolved by the process of emulsification of fats, which is done by addition of bile salt. The bile salts are present in the bile juices, and they are the salt of bile acids such as folic acid and chenodeoxycholic acid. So the sodium and potassium salt of folic acid, that is sodium or potassium glycolate, or sodium potassium salt of chenodeoxycholic acid, that is torodeoxycholic acid, are the bile salt and play their role in the proper functioning of pancreatic lipase enzyme. What is done basically in the process of emulsification? The large globules of fats are broken down into smaller fine particles by the detergent action of bile salt, which increases the surface area for the interaction with lipases and thus increase the rate of digestion. The process of digestion can be divided into three phases. First, the preparatory phase, and the second, transport phase, and the third, transportation phase. In the preparatory phase, digestion of lipids in the small intestine occur. Here, lipid particles are broken down into the smaller particle and different lipolytic enzymes are involved. Second phase is transport phase, where the digested fats cross the membrane of intestinal villus layer and come in the intestinal epithelial cells. From the epithelial cell, they have to transfer to the portal blood or lymph. So the third phase is transportation phase, which include the events of action that take place inside the intestinal epithelial cell, and then its passage through the lacteals, that is lymphatic vessels, to the lymph or portal blood. The lacteals are lymphatic vessels of the small intestine to absorb the digested fat. So here the digested fat comes to lymph or portal blood. Before going to different phases of digestion of lipids, first come to know what is the digestion of fats. Digestion is basically the breaking down of larger units to smaller units. So here the larger units of the lipids which we take from our diet, which is basically the triglyceride. Triglyceride, here you can see the structure of triglyceride. In the triglyceride, one glycerol is attached with 3 fatty acids, which can be the longer chain fatty acid or shorter chain, or can be medium chain fatty acids. So in the process of digestion, these are broken down, splitting the fatty acid from triglyceride. If one fatty acid is removed, then the triglyceride become diglyceride, and when 2 fatty acids are removed, so only 1 fatty acid is remain with that is attached with glycerol, so it become monoglyceride. And when 3 fatty acids are removed, or all the fatty acids are removed from triglyceride, then it become glycerol. Only the glycerol molecules remain, and 3 fatty acids are removed. That is basically the digestion, which is occurred under the influence of different enzymes. Come to see the first phase of digestion of lipid, that is preparatory phase. We will see the different events which occur in the preparatory phase. When we take food, its digestion is started, but the digestion in the mouth and stomach is almost negligible because of certain problems which we will discuss. And in the digestion start, the major digestion start from when the food content comes in the duodenum, or the digestion start in the intestine. The major digestion is start from the intestine. So what happened in the digestion in the mouth and stomach? First, when we take food with fats, or the fats in the mouth face an enzyme that is lingual lipase. That enzyme is secreted from the serous glands which are present at the posterior part of the tongue. But this lingual lipase does not start its action in the mouth because the optimum pH which is required for its activity is 4 to 4.5. And the pH of our mouth is almost neutral, that is 6.8. So this lingual lipase does not start the digestion in our mouth, whereas the lipase comes with the food in the stomach. So the lingual lipase activity is continued in the stomach where the pH is low, which is favorable for the action of lingual lipase. But this is a weak enzyme and digestion occurs with this enzyme very little. And it occurs due to the retention of food bolus for about 2 to 3 hours in the stomach, and only about 30% of the dietary triglyceride or triacylglycerol are digested by this lingual lipase. Furthermore, this lingual lipase produces action against the shorter chain containing triglyceride. Here I represented the 3 types of triglyceride. First triglyceride having long chain fatty acids, and the second triglyceride having medium chain fatty acid containing triglyceride, or the second triglyceride have medium chain fatty acid, and the last one having short chain fatty acids. So depending on these, triglyceride are of different size: long chain triglyceride, short chain triglyceride, or medium chain triglyceride. So these lingual lipase act on short chain triglyceride. So they act on short chain triglyceride, leaving fatty acid, free fatty acid, and result in diglyceride if remove one fatty acid, and if 2 fatty acids, short chain fatty acid, are removed, so monoacylglyceride is formed. And this enzyme is more specific to 3 position of third fatty acid attached with glycerol, and the released short chain fatty acids are relatively more soluble and hydrophilic and can be absorbed directly from the stomach wall and enter the portal vein. So hope you understood the action of lingual lipase, which produce its action in the stomach, not in the mouth, when it comes with food into the stomach, and during the retention period causes digestion of triglyceride that is having short chain fatty acids. Now another enzyme which is present in the stomach, that is gastric lipase. This gastric lipase is secreted by gastric chief cells in the fundus mucosa in the stomach, but this enzyme produce very little action or negligible action. Why? Because it required alkaline pH, and the emulsification processes occur in the intestine, and no emulsification of the fat take place in the stomach, and the action of this enzyme is negligible because it required emulsified fat, and in the stomach no emulsified fat is there because the emulsification process is occurred in intestine. The second problem is that this gastric lipase, which is a weak lipase, it produced in a small quantity, and it requires alkaline pH for its activity, that is about 7.8. So basically, this is the action of this enzyme is occurred when the regurgitation is occurred. It means the food content which is come in intestine goes back to gastric lumen. So we can say the regurgitated food in the gastric lumen is come in contact with gastric lipase, and very negligible digestion of lipids occur by this gastric lipase. And this, which is a negligible digestion, is also confined to highly emulsified fat that come as regurgitated intestinal content into the gastric lumen. The milk fat or fat present in the egg yolk or fat with short chain fatty acids are the substrate of this gastric lipase because they are relatively more soluble and hydrophilic, means relatively more soluble in water. So after the action of lingual lipase and gastric lipase, monoacylglycerol or monoglyceride are formed and free fatty acid or two free fatty acids are removed from triglyceride. Here it is to be noted that only the short or medium chain fatty acids are removed from triglyceride, which are the substrate for acid stable lipases. As I told you, both the lingual lipase or gastric lipase cause the digestion to a very little extent collectively, and the major digestion site of fats is the small intestine, where the powerful lipase is present, that is pancreatic lipase or trypsin, which is present in the pancreatic juice, and also here the presence of bile salt produce the emulsification action, and that is why the major digestion of fats occur in the small intestine. Both the pancreatic juice and bile enter the upper small intestine, that is duodenum, by the way of pancreatic and bile ducts respectively. So these both pancreatic juice and bile enters in the duodenum, where the digestion or major digestion is started. Up till now, the digestion by two enzymes or two lipases, that is lingual lipase or gastric lipase, occur to a very little extent. The pancreatic juice, which is entered in the duodenum, it has a number of lipases. Pancreatic lipase, that is called trypsin, that is specific for triglyceride. Phospholipase A2, that is also called lecithinase, and it is specific for phospholipid. And cholesterol esterase, which is specific for cholesterol ester, and cholesterol esterase, which is specific for cholesterol. So pancreatic lipase hydrolyzing the triglyceride containing short chain fatty acid as well as long chain fatty acid. Whereas we discussed the lingual lipase or gastric lipase, which are the weak lipases and produce the action against short chain containing triglyceride. But this pancreatic lipase produces reaction against triglyceride containing both short chain or long chain fatty acids. Two other enzymes, that is phospholipase A2 and cholesterol esterase, as I told you, are required for phospholipids such as lecithin and cholesterol respectively. Let's see here, the triglyceride are hydrolyzed against the action of pancreatic lipase, whereas the lecithin, which is phospholipid, required pancreatic lipase A2, and the third cholesterol ester required the enzyme pancreatic cholesterol esterase. So the enzyme pancreatic lipase, it is also called trypsin, is specific for the hydrolysis of triglyceride, and this enzyme is a esterase which required the optimum pH, that is 6, for its activity. The action of this enzyme is also potentiated by bile salt. So the role of bile salt in the pancreatic lipase activity is very important, and the bile salt are required for the proper functioning of this enzyme. How? Bile salt help in the combination of lipase with a protein or two molecules of that protein, which is cholipase, in the intestinal lumen. And this combination will produce two effects. First, it increases the lipase activity of the intestinal pH. And the second, it also protects the enzyme against inhibitory effect of bile salt and surface denaturation. The second action of bile salt, which is associated with the proper functioning of the enzyme, bile salt produces the emulsification of fat. That is, a detergent action is produced by bile salt. Here you can see the fat globule and the bile salt, which has hydrophobic and hydrophilic side, and this is produced the emulsified fat droplet, and the smaller units of oil globules are produced, that is increasing the surface area which is exposed to pancreatic lipase. So favor the action of pancreatic lipase. The presence of calcium in intestine also facilitate the action of lipase. The free fatty acids which are produced are precipitated at soap, which is insoluble calcium soap, and that is why preventing from inhibitory function of lipase and thus increasing or facilitating the lipase action. The pancreatic lipase, which is responsible for major digestion of triglyceride, the complete hydrolysis of this triglyceride producing glycerol and 3 fatty acids. How this process occurs? First, it should be noted that this enzyme is specific for the primary ester linkages, that is at position 1 and 3, which is alpha position. So at position 2, it does not produce its action. So first, pancreatic lipase produce monoglyceride and releasing 2 free fatty acids. First, by removal of a terminal fatty acid to produce an alpha beta diglyceride, and then it will produce that is the monoglyceride, that is beta monoglyceride, because at position 2 fatty acid is remained. So 2 free fatty acids are removed, that is attached by primary ester linkages, which are having primary ester linkages, whereas at position 2 fatty acid is remained. So the produced monoglyceride is beta monoglyceride. So how this fatty acid is removed? First, it has to convert to alpha monoglyceride by isomerization by the enzyme isomerase. And then this alpha monoglyceride is hydrolyzed by pancreatic lipase, because pancreatic lipase is specific for alpha linkages or primary ester linkages. Now here you can see the triglyceride molecule, which has 2 alpha fatty acid and 1 beta fatty acid at position 2, where 2 alpha fatty acids at 1 and 3 position and 1 beta fatty acid at position 2 are representing, and under the influence of enzyme lipase or pancreatic lipase, first alpha beta diglyceride is produced, and then again a fatty acid is removed, and in the second stage beta monoglyceride is produced. That is about 72%. So the product of beta monoglyceride is account for 72%. And after the influence of enzyme isomerase, alpha monoglyceride is produced, that is account for 6%. And after the hydrolysis of this alpha monoglyceride under the influence of enzyme, again one or last fatty acid is removed and glycerol molecule come free, which goes to portal blood, and that is account for 22%. So 3 type of product: beta monoglyceride and alpha monoglyceride and glycerol. After complete hydrolysis of triglyceride, glycerol is produced, that is less than 25%, or it is 22%, and it goes to portal blood to liver. Another very important thing is micelle formation. Actually, the mono and diglyceride along with bile acid play an important role in stabilizing and further increasing the emulsification of fat in small intestine. The higher fatty acids, mono and diglyceride, are relatively insoluble in water, and therefore their absorption is largely aided by the hydrotropic action of bile salt. How this micelle formation occur and Why it is important? The bile salt and the soap formed in the intestinal lumen and the bicarbonate of pancreatic and intestinal juices collect the molecules of higher fatty acid or mono and diglyceride, lecithin, which is present in bile, this is phospholipids, and cholesterol, etc. And in the form of water-soluble molecule aggregates, which is called mixed micelle. And what is the importance of this micelle formation? This mixed micelle are very smaller in size as compared to the droplet of emulsified fat, and thus are absorbed mainly from duodenum and jejunum. Here, the bile salt of the micelle are not absorbed at this point and are re-dissolved in other emulsified particles, and then they are reabsorbed later in the lower part of the small intestine and return to the liver through portal vein for the purpose of resecretion in the bile. And that is the basically enterohepatic circulation of bile salt, which is present in the bile, and thus it returned back to bile for the resecretion.